And he said, "Do you think an author, a writer, could use that?" And my eyeballs were halfway out of my head. Are you kidding me?
Welcome back. Great to have you with me, and I've got Bob Terson with me again. Welcome, Bob.
How you doing, John?
I'm doing well. Our last discussion was about the importance of emotion in sales and understanding the emotions of the customer, and emotions what sell, not logic, right? And a great discussion. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Out of that, I know you are very keen on enthusiasm in sales, enthusiasm of the people that are selling. Tell me why. Why is that important?
Well, you cannot, if you're not excited about your product or service, and you don't show that and relate it to the customer, there's no way the customer's going to be excited. You've got to get their blood flowing. Years ago, Nikki and I were, this was just after I retired.
Nikki's your wife?
Nikki is my bride, yes, of 41 years. We were wandering around Woodfield Mall, just killing time, and we wandered into an Apple store. And we were just looking at the iPhone and the iPad. And a young man came up, wanted to know if he could help us, and we told him we were just looking at the toys. We really weren't here to buy. He said, "Well, that's okay." And he started asking us questions. He wanted to know how we used our telephones and our computers. And we answered his questions politely. I even told him that I had retired and I was writing a book. He said, "Really?" And he said, "Have you heard of Dragon?" I said, "Well, I know what a dragon is." He says, No. And he opens his phone and he hits this Dragon app, which is a dictation app, and he started talking into it and then stopped and then played it back. And here was this word for word written out of what he had dictated. And he said, "Do you think an author, a writer, could use that?" And my eyeballs were halfway out of my head. Are you kidding me? And he kept showing us these functions and relating it to me being a writer. Well, we went from two people who had no intention of buying to, I have to have that now. And so we bought, spent a lot of money. And when he showed me Dragon, he didn't do it in a monotone or just matter-of-factly. He was excited about it.
Because he could help you. You had a need.
Yeah, look what you could do as a writer with this. So he wasn't selling me a telephone or an iPad. He was selling me a dictation tool.
Well,
for a writer.
Can I suggest he wasn't just selling you a dictation tool either? He was selling you your dream. This is how I can get my dream.
Yes.
I'm going to get a book written.
Yes, you're right. You're right. It was magic. He brought me magic.
All with this enthusiasm.
Yes. So, he was so excited about what he could show me that I could use
to help you,
and related it to my hot button. I'm a writer. I'm writing a book. I need this. I need Dragon. I can't leave here without it.
And of course, he wasn't selling Dragon; he was selling telephones. But
Yeah.
but the reality is, he was selling your vision, helping
Yeah.
you understand.
But never
the
talked
Dragon.
about it as a telephone.
So, I mean, there's a number of things that come in through to me in that story. One is he's done a great job of what I call discovery. He's really understood you as a person, what your needs are, where your dreams are, and then
Yeah.
he's decided how he can show you through
Right.
through a thinking process
Right.
how you might be better able to achieve
Yeah.
that dream. And the product, he hasn't talked feature function benefit of the product at all, has he?
Right.
Yeah, all
Right.
with enthusiasm. He must have been so excited that he was helping you.
Yes.
And
yes.
that to me is what sales is. You know, I think we've talked about it in this past, but the history of the word sell is the old English word selan, which means to give. And I get really excited as a salesperson if I'm giving to my customer, helping that customer achieve their dreams.
Yeah. Do you remember one of our previous discussions, we talked about the buyer who was motivated because of his neighbor?
Yes.
Yes. Do you remember we talked about that?
I remember we talked about that.
So what if that salesman that day had not asked questions to find out the key buying motive? What if that salesperson had just said, had seen a man coming up looking at a model and just said, boy, this, she's a real beauty, isn't she?
Look at these features. Look
Yeah,
at what
and
they
it
do.
started talking about the car.
Yeah,
It wouldn't have happened.
there'd be no connection there.
No,
No.
no. And once he found out what the buyer really cared about, he got excited about what he could bring to that person.
The bottom line for me is as salespeople, we have to get excited. But you mentioned that you've got to be really excited about your product, but it's more excited about what your product might be able to do for your customer. And then the real excitement is understanding the customer enough to know how you
Yeah.
can help them achieve their dreams.
Yes, yes, yes.
And that to me is really exciting.
But if you're not going to get excited about it, that other person sitting across from you is not going to get excited.
That's true.
You have to accomplish that, and there is no substitute for enthusiasm.
I totally agree, Bob, and I'm really enthusiastic about this discussion. That's been great. Thank you very much. Love your stories.
Me
It's
too.
Really good.
Me too.
Look forward to the next discussion we have very
Me
much.
too, John.
Over to you guys. I hope you got value out of that. I did.